Here I am. Hello, Jerry. You- Oh, yeah. So, uh, the big horse. All right. The big horse. Well, at least in Champcar, the horse is still there. At least. At least tennis have actually a chance. Yeah. Yeah, but it needs a lot of luck, to be honest.
Make it so that even the chat can hear me as well, because it sounds like you are talking to yourself right now. But now they
Oh,
hear me as well.
oh. By the way, hello everyone. I mean, I thought I was muted. You also told me. Well, there we go. Um, we've just seen that Gdansk is on pole and Stop completes the front row. Championship leader Anis Parachki is in. Let me check. In fourth. Sorry, it was Ionescu and Zopa front row. Now I'm watching back the stream. Then Stope in second, Parachki fourth, and Kupok in fifth. Then of course we will read the grid when it will be ready. So Parachki can technically uh, close the championship today, but it needs a lot of luck. It needs Kupok, Walker, and Wolf, and also his teammate Zaizmo Muka to have a disaster class during today's race. But it's going to be quite unlikely that Hennis Parashki can clinch the championship, to be honest. But you never know. I mean, no one thought, for example, that Oliver Rowland would have clinched the championship during the Berlin Prix, because during a part of the race he was at the back while Verline was leading the race. But yeah, in the space of 10 laps, it was a completely different thing. So the same might happen in Champcar. Of course, the difference with Formula E is that that was a um, cycling race basically. But yeah, this is not the case in Champcar. So it's going to be interesting to see what will happen in the race. So also in the constructor championship, it seems like that we might have the battle between Ferrari and Pirelli. Last race was a disaster for Andretti, with David Kupok retiring in lap one. And David Kupok, speaking of him, welcome back to Formula One, David Kupok. This time he gets promoted somehow, in a way, because the last time, of course, it was with AlphaTauri was in 2022, and AlphaTauri now left the grid, and Evan Byrne has decided to retire from the series. The place will get taken by David Kubok. Welcome back to the grid to him. We hope to see him and Harmar getting great results. And yeah, then we had some other announcements as well. I mean, Martinez was already said in a stream previously, but we had also Ionescu. Ionescu moves up to Ferrari from Andretti and on a 3 years deal. So until 2026, Robert Ionescu will be a Ferrari driver. Alongside him, the man who's currently helping Ferrari to win that championship with the constructor championship. Seismo Muka, that has signed a 2 years deal another a renewal of 2 years with Ferrari until 2025. He will there and joining the grid as well. DTM this year is driving for Aston Martin and currently is doing pretty well. He will join Peugeot on a or Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Peugeot for the next 2 seasons. Good luck to him because Bernardo and Guillaume they PTSD PTSD experience the last time out in Yongam. Well, both of them were quite lucky. The one thing that is common in Champcar and Formula One is that the car with the yellow color is French. It's unreliable, and the drivers that drive for the team are, in both cases, a Frenchman and a Brazilian. So yeah, everything is written in the star. Everything is scripted, and also another thing that they have in common with the Formula One team is that they are fourth in the standings right now. So yeah, pretty much, let's say you can change the manufacturer, but the experience is pretty much the same. So I feel sorry for the guys who drives for them. But yeah, seriously talking, as Zopa is starting from second, I would like to say that Zopa is having an impressive season so far compared to what was expected to be a tough teammate, but it's his first season back in an open wheel car for Rivki Fraguisen, of course. We used to call him.
Quick tactical information for the race. Pit windows are lap 10 to 16 and lap 28 to 33 and no, sorry, 34. And there are going to be 46 laps.
Okay. Oh well, so very late second stop then, possibly. I mean, it's 36. So first,
46. 46.
46. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought they were going to pit with 2 laps to go. So yeah, they hear you, or I have to tell them?
The chat should hear me right now.
Okay. So I think
I'm going to be unmuted unless another commentator appears.
All
So
right. So
I can do little talking.
yeah. Sure. Of course. Always
I
welcome.
just didn't want to commentate myself by myself. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. No, seriously. I mean, with two people, it's always better because when you're
especially in the with the one-shot qualifying format, that is complete hell commentating with
oh
only one
yeah.
person.
Yeah, also because it's one shot and yeah, it's pretty long. So next season is going to change, I think. I mean, you
Yeah,
said it was going to.
yeah, we are considering just the normal 30-minute qualifying session.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's going to be much less stressful in general. So, well,
There's
but, okay.
Gridley
I
for
was
the
saying was
YouTube stream and then for your stream.
oh
There we
fuck.
go.
Okay, well, let me open the stream. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, the grid is set. Robert Ionescu will start from pole position, and alongside him, Penske or Frederick Zopa. Then we have on second row Guillaume Stolp. Hopefully, he will have better luck today. And the current championship leader, Anis Parachki, in fourth. Then who we have, Jerry?
David Kubok in fifth place, the new upcoming Red Bull driver, of course. Adam Wolf P6, Florian Volker P7, Bernardo de Oliveira P8.
Then we have Rafael Dumel, who finally clinched his first point of the season in Yongam, and Seismo Mutka in 10th. And Marcy Lee in 11th, and Rifki Fakhrizadeh in 12th, completing the 6th row. Then
Dorian Milewski in 13th, Amen Al Fadil in 14th, James Brickles 15th, and TJ Bapiro 16th.
And then we have on the 9th row the podium finisher of Yongam, Jiri Krajkvil, who will start only from 17th, and then Patrick Ferreira, another driver that scored his first points of the season in Yongam, Daniel Gray in 19th, and Colin Smith in 20th, playing the 10th row. Last row?
In the last row of the grid, an Viper Manor combination of Panos Secoros and Asante Moro. Moro means buy in Finnish, by the way.
That's curious. Well, we might have some rain.
Potential light rain incoming. Wonder if that will be enough for tires changes.
Seems like that.
Half an hour in, 50% chance of light rain.
Oh, well. So yeah, 50% chances. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what will happen. So the cars are already lined up on the grid. The camera have a bit of rain, but now the lights are going to be on. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights out, and we move. So Ionescu starts well, and Zopa didn't start too well. Seems like that Stroke might go around the outside and overtake him. Will he go around the outside and he pass him? Yes, he does. Zopa is second, Zopa is third, and then David Kupok is fourth. Where is Parachki? I think he's sixth. Something like this. Yes, he is. Dumel, what a start. From 9th. Holy cow. From 9th to 5th. Rafael Dumel want to clinch more points on his on the board. For him,
All the momentum from last race.
Yeah. He clinched his first point in Yongam. And then, yeah, we have behind Parachki, Mutka, Volker, Wolf, and De Oliveira completing the top 10. Then we have Milaski, Fakhrizadeh, Alfadil, Bapiro Lee, and then 16th phase, I haven't seen, Brickles, Karkochville, Smith, Yekuras, Gray, and 21st and 22nd, I don't know who are. But yeah, that's it for the first lap. Clean first lap. Strange enough. But let's see what will happen now. Because Kupok is now getting the slipstream of Frederick Zopa. Now we will pull alongside him. Parachki as well will pass now, I think, Dumel. Kupok goes up to third and Parachki goes up to fifth. So as it stands, the situation will be Parachki 107 and Kupok 99. So it's going to be an interesting finale this season. So now Mutka does have to overtake Mr. Dumel. So is closing in on Ionescu. Dumel is already losing ground to the Ferrari of Parachki, and because getting closer and closer. Of course, as Jiri said, the pit window will begin at lap 10 and will be on until lap 16. Then the second stops. Pit window will begin in lap 28 and will finish in lap 34. As Mutka now have the speed of God and gets ahead of Rafael Dumel. Kupok scores the fastest lap. Dumel tries to reply at the attack that Mutka did, and he goes through again. Wow, nice move to get ahead again of
Seismo Mutka. Now they're right on it.
Ionescu made a mistake. So as Jiri said, Stope is now closer.
Oh, so
Stope
it
is
was a
actually
Stope
both
who
made a
made the
mistake.
mistake.
Yeah. Let's see. It's still close though. So I think that actually both made a slight mistake. But yeah, Kupok can smile about this because he's getting closer to them because of this. As meanwhile, Enis Parachki is getting closer to Frederick Zopa and might try to make a move soon. As Bernardo de Oliveira got overtaken by no, it's Mileski because there are the yellow lines on the side of his car. And yeah, Inescu for now keeps the lead, but he does have to pray that Stope doesn't have too much slipstream behind him. Let's see if he can defend it well enough. I think he will because he's quite fast. But watch out for Kupok. Watch out for Kupok. Then now goes alongside Stope and goes through. Whoa, easy move. And Parashki have to be quick now to pass Stope because Kupok might now benefit from the team orders or team player from Ginescu. So yeah, this might benefit him. Meanwhile, by the way, unseen by the cameras, Mutka passed back Umel for 6. As now Kupok pulls alongside Ginescu, will go through, and I think he
What a
does.
move!
Yes, he did. Whoa!
And
And though
that's
tomorrow.
a crash.
Yeah, that's a crash because there are no lights on. I think he got hit by Jamal Gray. Yes. Let's see what happened here. And what a move, by the way, by Cuba, but we will commentate it later. Oh, well, I think it's a penalty for Gray, but tomorrow closing in. Oh, well, that was, yeah. Let's
He
see.
turns pretty heavily.
Yeah, Yamaro was aggressive. I mean, well, let's see. Well, I think it's a
This is why
more,
I need. This is why I needed Stewart next year.
yeah,
I I I can
luckily,
I cannot make these decisions while. Oh, we need to watch
of
the.
course, the overtake.
I'm going to
Yes.
call it a racing incident. Wasn't obvious enough.
Yeah, I think the same because Moro closed quite a lot the door aggressively. So I think it's a both were at fault a bit. So yeah, it is what it is. I
That's a
mean,
great
what a
move by
what a move
Kubok.
by Cupok. What a move by Cupok. And that Red Bull promotion might have made him might have woken up that dog in him. So yeah. Now he's already pulling away, and Ionescu will get soon overtaken by Stope already now. He pulls alongside him,
We do have to
and
remember that Kubok has been rated pretty high for a long time, and he was unlucky to not be in F1 this year.
yeah, I think he lost the seat. I don't remember which seat he was contending previously, but yeah, I think I remember that he was quite unlucky because of stronger contenders for the seat. I think it was it at Sauber? I think something like this. I start to remember.
It's
But he lost
hard
out
to
maybe
remember that
to,
far. That the two system was
yeah.
obviously completely different.
Oh, of course, yeah. But in a way, you know what? I mean, it's better for him to have lost out that seat contention because right now it's getting better for his future. I mean, next season he might, well, I think he will have a championship contender car. While if he would have been in F1, still he would have been probably at the back of the grid. So at the end, might have been a good choice to make a
Blessing
a
in
different step. I mean,
disguise.
yeah, I mean, it's not even a step backwards going to Champcar. I mean, it's a different step of your
Yeah,
career.
I think people might have to realize that maybe being fighting for championships in the other series might be a better move than just being P20 every day in F1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, there are drivers that want to take the gamble, and it's understandable. I mean, the rookies. But at the same time, I mean, if on the long term the team they are driving for stays at the back, then it becomes difficult for them for the future. But at the end, this is also what you need to consider to sign a long term or sign a short term contract with a
Of
team.
of course, sometimes and some drivers just want to want to have the prestige of F1, or for example, we can talk about the horse team, who of course
Ah,
Michael Mozzo decided to go just because of the name of the team and their history.
of course, another big factor is that he raced with the race number of his idol, of course, 44. Yeah,
Who doesn't exist in this universe.
who doesn't exist in this universe, but it is what it is. I mean, we hope that he can perform well, but generally talking, the expectations aren't high. So, well, let's hope it will work out for him. Maybe for 2025, because next season we have to be realistic and we have to say it's going to be. It might be a tough season.
Yeah, it might be a project for him.
Yeah, same for Miklos Gal. If you think about it, I mean, Aston Martin isn't expected to improve that much,
Yeah, and the
but Miklos
gal's going
Gal,
to be at Aston Martin for a long time.
yeah, 3 years. I don't remember 3 years deal. I think he signed,
If I, yeah,
or 2 or 3 years deal.
if I remember correctly, he signed a 3-season deal.
So it's a project that Miklos believes a lot. So we hope for him that it will work out. Of course, alongside him there will be a rookie, Chichion, that will learn a lot from him.
But in a way,
As meanwhile, returning.
also in the like in the new system, I think something especially for those going into F1 after a long time or for the first time, the longer contracts mean that at least you have a guaranteed few seasons in there, and not like how previously many drivers will get into F1, be there for one season and never get back again because they were slightly off the pace.
Yeah, and we've seen it many times. This situation. I mean, we've seen it with many, for example, Toro Rosso drivers. I remember he had many teammates that
Yeah,
joined the team for one season and then disappeared.
or
For example, William
most
Duncan
of the back markers, like
of most of the back mark.
especially Manor Caterham days.
Yeah, Manor Caterham days. We have Quillan, Sean Grant. Yeah, we had many one season drivers that then or disappeared or joined other seasons. So yeah,
Also David Kubok
Rust,
has just
yeah, completely
completely
pulled
run
away.
away.
As meanwhile, Parashki is still struggling to pass Frederick Topa, who is at the same time pulled up by Robert Ionescu. Yeah, so we were speaking about contracts in general, OC contracts in general. I mean, I've seen that Mutka finally passed Dumel and then also Wolf and Mileski as well. So Dumel is now 9. So after a strong start, Dumel is starting to see how the.
Also,
Oh
Paratsky
no,
is out!
Parashki! No, no way, Parashki
Gearbox issue.
transmission problem.
Oh no, he's going to
I'm
slip into the track.
well, I mean, this
Is he
is
in the line?
luck. Yeah, I
Oh,
think.
and everybody's going to get slowed down by this.
Yeah, well, thankfully no one gets spotted because of this, but it's incredible. And it's Parachki, 13 points of advantage coming to this race, and sub with a DNF, and
It's
somehow,
always drama. Every
yeah, it's
time.
always drama. Yeah, Parashki said, I mean, Anis said in the chat, in the Discord chat, time for championship implications. And I say, indeed, Anis, man, I feel bad for you. Because now Cupok is how many seconds ahead? I mean, over 6 seconds.
Kubrick looks very comfortable out in the front, and he was the closest contender.
Yeah, because now Volker passed Dumel, but it's only for 8th. So as
Also,
it
did
stands,
we miss Stope overtaking Ionescu? Because I don't
no, we've seen
remember.
it.
We saw it.
We saw it. We saw it. It was like flap 5 or 6. I mean,
Okay. Anyways, Polish battle for P4.
yeah, Polish battling for P4 as Mutka tries the move. Tupok did on his teammates for taking the lead of the race. Yeah, before Dennis was retiring from the race. I mean, I was saying that Umel is struggling by quite a lot because, of course, the car is quite generally not good, and yeah, he's also now outside the top 10. The Oliveira and oh well, many cars passed him. I don't know what happened to him. He might have made a mistake, and we have not seen. Dropped to 13th, and meanwhile, Seidman Mutka does what Anis Parachki couldn't have done, and goes up to 4th. Oh wait, yeah, Wolf is pitting. Yeah, it's lap 10, so the pit window begins,
Yes.
and Cupok will pit this lap because I think this speed
No,
indicator.
Ionescu will beat.
Ionescu. It's Ionescu. Okay, all right. I thought that the red indicator was like when the death panel was on and it was your teammate pitting. So okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for.
just you don't have any marker for a teammate. You only have marker for yourself in this
All
this
right.
graphic.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. I mean, I was confused. So yeah, many drivers pitted. Wolf, De Oliveira, Dumel. Well, Gray has pitted already because of the crash with Moro. And I haven't seen who else has pitted. I think it was Zach Ross. But yeah, UNESCO now puts the lights on to say that he's going to the box. And there we go. Robert UNESCO pits. Let's see if he will be the only one. I don't think he will. Florian
There's
Volker as well.
quite a few pit crews out.
Yeah. Papiro. And who else is going to pit? Let's see. Oh, 23.9 is the fuel. Oh, well, UNESCO is quite unlucky because he had to wait for other cars coming in. Not pleased with that for sure, yeah, Robert. Oh, 12.8. Very slow stop, sadly, for him. Quite unlucky.
Well, it's
13.2. Oh, wait. Oh, Babira have the wet tires and oh, dry.
no, it's
Sorry, no, dry,
all
dry, dry,
dry.
dry, dry.
There's
No, no, I was
not
confused.
even spots on the track yet, and there shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's one of those fake rain situations going on right now. Oh, what is happening there?
Typical, yeah, typical Grand Prix 4. As meanwhile, Jasper has lost a lot of time. That now Wolf is right behind him, and you have to watch out for him because now he might try the move that David Kupok did before on him. He don't want to get overtaken again in that spot, and while Kupok 7 seconds ahead, Guillem Hope that comes into the box and makes his pit stop. Apologies for eating up some words. As Brickles as well comes in, and Brickles is looking to finally score again points in the championship. A run of difficult races for him, and lost many points opportunities because of unfortunate circumstances. But let's see. Maybe today might be a good chance. It's meanwhile, Topper rejoined in 7th, as Brickholz rejoined behind Bapiro. I think Bapiro jumped in. Oh,
yeah,
Ionescu makes a mistake. Yeah, it's not looking good for Robert, as Wolf is now putting even more pressure than before on him. As it looks like the car looks unstable right now. It's now Wolf preparing the move on him, and let's see if he goes through here. I don't think he did go through, but 9.5 now is the gap between Cupid and Mutka. Zopa comes in for his pit stop. Let's see if he can rejoin in front of Gilam Stop. As he comes in 19.9, so I think he will pit around lap 31, 32. Might be around that. As the pit stop is decent. And yeah. So. Oh, rejoins behind Stop. So Stopes jumped him. Yeah. No, wait. I said an error. Actually, Zopa's jumped Ionescu. Apologies. Yeah. It's over. Jumped Ionescu. So Mileski is yet to pit. Yes. I think only the top 4 or 5, I think, that is yet to pit. Skewbox keeps the lead. Mutka comes in the box, and Skewbox will pit this lap. Then, well, you can hear the radio. Yeah. So, yeah, it's top 4 that is yet to pit. Skewbox, Mileski, Marceli, and Connor Smith. Conley Smith, sorry. Connor Smith is the driver that was with Ferrari in 2006. You see, the first ever OC season.
It has been 1,000 years.
It has been 1,000 years ago. Back when Azuro was still the host. Crazy to think that it was nearly 10 years ago. So yeah, time flies quite a lot. But now the president says that Cupo comes in for restop. I think Mileski as well is going to pit this lap.
Kubok is
because
going
it's
for
stopped.
a huge pace in this stint.
Yeah, oh, we have to wait for Mileski. Lost a bit, but I don't think he has lost much, to be honest. I mean, he will still be at the front. Rejoins, yeah.
Easily. But that car isn't even fighting for the win. Mutka is there, P3.
Yeah. Mutka is virtually second, and Mileski will rejoin in 7th. And oh, let's see. He has jumped Wolf. Wow. Mileski has jumped quite a bit of people. It's virtually 6th. So, well, here Fakrizan and Brickles fighting for what will be maybe 10th place, because it depends where Marceli will rejoin. Yeah. 6.1 is the gap now between Cupok and Hope. Now this means that Cupok will go to 109 points, maybe 110, because he might have the fastest lap point as well.
Yeah, he does. So far.
Yeah, he does. So yeah. It's 110 points for Devi Kupok, then Arashki 97. Meanwhile, Marcel is pitting. And Volker is 8th, 9, and mine 17. Mileski. Whoa. Goes through on him, it goes up to 5th, goes through on Ionescu. A race of two phases right now for Andretti, with one driver dominating and the other driver struggling. A bit like Red Bull in real life. As Marcelli rejoins quite at the back. Gray makes his second stop of the race after the contact. Fakri Zane goes off. Whoa, he has kept it on track. As the Oliveira, by the way, has dropped outside the top 10. Not a good day for him. And yeah. Power of James Brickles on forcing with his aura the other rivals making mistakes. So yeah, as the Oliveira now will try at least to pass him
That could
when he
have been a
can.
proper crash there.
Yeah. And it would have been a penalty for the final round for Bakri Zain, so yeah.
Or
Not ideal.
if it's spun, he would have gone to the wall by himself. But of course, there was the chance of him hitting that McLaren.
Yeah. I mean, it
As
would have been dangerous than
Kubok
holy shit.
17.1, and I'm just going to check the pace. His lap is 1.4 better than Stowe.
Yeah, 1.4 faster than Soba. And Mutka is holding up. He's holding on pretty well. I mean, he hasn't lost much. He lost half a second. While Stope is losing a lot and might be coached by Zopa, even if right now the gap is 1.2. And breathe a little bit. As Wolf is still
small
beat of
slide.
error. Yeah. Beat of error.
Nobody close enough to capitalize.
Yeah.
Wilemski has really good pace. I think he's catching the car ahead.
Yeah, I think he does. And he's doing it with probably midfield car, so really good day for Dobry Mileski, who has already scored a podium this season, I think. Oh yeah, the last round for the podium. Just realized that. Two races where he's having decent pace, even if I might have jinxed him now and he will retire because of a technical issue. But yeah, the important thing is that he's having a good pace. So yeah.
Such is the life of a commentator.
As per usual. So you know who to blame, Dorian, if something happens to you. Yeah. That's me well. We're seeing Top still chilling right now. Don't think for too long in second. And I mean, well, Ionescu is still making drawing some lines to defend from Wolf attacks. This Mutka is now pulled away from the rest. Oh, another more small error from Ionescu. He's really struggling. Yeah, it seriously seems like that. Maybe Kubok right now is Max Verstappen and Robert Ionescu. As of right now, it's Sergio Perez, of course. No offense to Rob, but just how the situation is developing. Seems like this. As now Wolf does have the slipstream and goes through with ease. Goes up to 6. So important for Wolf because he's also tied in the standings with Florian Volker. And as of right now, but the situation will be QPOC 110.
Based on
And Parashi,
the way the lightning on the track looks, the rain could be real right now.
oh, so the rain could be real soon. Yes. Let's see. It's gonna be interesting. Let's see if there will be some spray on track or not. But yeah. By the way, I was saying that yeah, QPOC is 110 points as it stands. Parashki 97, Mutka 96, and then Wolf 90 and Volker 86. So these will be the drivers that might be contending the championship at the last race in Suzuka.
Part of me feels like this rain will not be enough for the drivers to make an unscheduled stops, but it could be interesting if in the actual pit window drivers if they will choose intermediates, or it's going to be interesting to see. Of course, if the track becomes a bit damp and you're on dry tires, we might see some mistakes happen.
This might be also a bonus for the people that are having a tough day, as of right now. Example, Volker probably making rain dance, trying to manipulate the file of the weather forecast, allowing him to put some rain on track and to help his driver on recovering a little bit. Of course, I'm joking, Flo. But yeah,
Little
Jonas is really
mistake for
strong.
Yaniscu again. He's
Yeah,
making
Jonas
lots
is
of
really
these
strong.
small little errors during in the final sector, and it's costing him a lot of time.
Yeah, he's really struggling to keep the car on track. It looks like not a good day for him. At least, though, he already knows his future. And
Milevski
for
is pretty
sure,
impressively keeping up with Sopa and Stope.
which is impressive. Meanwhile, Connor Smith goes through on Young Gam's podium finisher, Giri Krakochvil. So completely a different day for him in negative compared to what it has been in Young Gam. Being second now to fight for a miserable 14th. So this part of the track looks dry. Off the sector one
Yeah.
looks more wet.
The tarmac is dry throughout the track so far.
Now here as well, there's more sun than actually there was before. So might be also temporary. Yes. Who knows? Well, we've seen that the gap between QPOC and Mitka has grown
Milevski.
up, and Milevski, would he go through? Oh, yes,
Aggressive.
he goes through. That's
He's
a
fighting for a
Daniel
podium
Ricciardo
here.
move. Yeah, that's a Daniel Ricciardo move. 2018, mainly. Late braking move. And dived on the inside of.
Yeah, when the Red Bulls had half better brakes than everybody else.
Yeah. Different times. So good day for Dorian Milevski as it stands. Well, yeah. Tupac now is increasing his gap even more than what he's already doing. So, see now, I will be the gap 8.3. It now becomes, yeah, of course, 8.5 basically. Yeah. So Tupac gained another 0.2 of a second. In that case, in a lowly second place, while Stope now sees blue car of Dore Mileski on his mirrors, so you have to watch out for him. Who knows? Might be a back-to-back podium for Mileski. I hope it will be, but at the same time, I won't say anything because it might, as of course we said before, I might have unintentionally jinxed him again. So yeah, I also have the championship contention with Santino in the chat during the MotoGP races, where actually both of us are making a competition on who is jinxing more everything. So yeah, I don't want this reputation to come also in Yossi as well. As meanwhile, 3 laps and we will have the second pit window open. Let's see. Here we see Mr. Mutka driving with no one in front and driving with no one behind. So a possibly boring part of his race, but this is racing as well. Sometimes. As meanwhile here, Fakri Zain alongside Bapiro trying to retake 10th, and he does go through again. Fakri Zain retakes 10th. Meanwhile, Marceli as well has passed Krakochpil. Krakochpil is really having a terrible, terrible day. As meanwhile, Mileski is trying with Kupokti on Ionescu. Take the race lead, but it's not going through. So yeah, maybe on straight. As Guillaume Stope now will have also to watch himself the mirror when Zopa might be closer if Lasky will go through. So Akrizene hasn't pulled away from Piro. The Oliveira only 12th. As we said before, is a bad day for him. Dumel dropped to 13th. Bad day for him. I mean, from a promising start to this, yeah, a bit bad. So meanwhile, Lesky's trying everything to pass Stope, but can't go through. Meanwhile, 9.2 now the gap between 9.4, just seen with the blink of the eye, between Kupok and Nutka, as the gap between Nutka and Stope is growing up, of course, because Stope is making defensive lines, so he's losing a lot of time. He's like 12 seconds ahead, something like this. Lap 27s begin, and we might see soon the stops first, but maybe also the attack from Mileski on Stope. Let's see soon. Yeah. As of right now, the sky looks more clean than how they were before.
Oh, the track is wet. The track is now wet.
Oh, the track is wet.
Yeah, the track is a little bit wet.
Well, I told. As I say that the sky looks more clean. The track now is a little bit wet. So yeah, turn one, the whole sector 1 section looks done. So yeah. I think now the gap is getting up to 10 seconds between Kupok and Nutka. Mileski trying to find a sort of space to go through on Stope. We can't go through. Meanwhile, Kupok will be lapping soon Patrick Ferreira. understandable because the track is also short. So yeah, quite easy. And also the last part of the track is a little bit damp. Not every part, but some parts are damp. As now Mileski is getting closer and closer. It might be the good time to pull a move on.
Here he goes.
And he goes up to third. What a move. Dore Mileski. So far, what a race. Pretty solid one. As Mutka is going to pit his lap. He's trying, I don't think the undercut on Kupok, because Kupok is 10 seconds ahead, but
Yeah.
let's see, maybe he might gain some seconds.
This is also scheduled.
Yeah. He might unintentionally. Oh, meanwhile, Volker passed Ionescu. This is important for the championship, because Volker now will be 88 points. Mr. Volker will join Aston Martin for the next 2 seasons, I think. Yeah, next 2 seasons. DTM. And there we go. Jutka comes in. I don't think he will be the only one. I think there will be also drivers that comes in. The pit lane is dump as well. So here he goes. Of course, the track is not wet enough, so dry tires. As he have to wait. Oh man. I know. I thought he had to wait some cars coming in, but he didn't. So he joins in 6 or 7. Let's see. Oh, here we
Dry
go.
tires and the track looks like that. Has Mutka made a big mistake here?
Let's see if the sky will get dark again, because in that case it will mean that, yeah, it's quite an issue. Let's see what the other drivers have putted. Dry tires for Smith.
Yes.
Papiro, dry tires. Papiro will pass now. Smith. He was already at, and Gray has passed. I don't know who was that. I think Cuba comes in. Let's see what David Q will put. But honestly, he can even put the dry tires. I mean, the gap looks big at the moment, so
that's dry tires for Kubok.
Dry tires for him, so fair enough. I mean, gap is big.
I mean, he's the closest competitor for closest in quotation marks. Saw him put the dry side, so smart decision to do that the same thing for himself. Also, there's a dry line on the wet parts of the track, so it's definitely doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, also rejoined in the lead. So, oh, well, Jutka passed Volker. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's taking the dries.
Yeah, it looks like no one wants to take the risk.
Of course, if you do slip out of that dry line, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you might have aquaplaning, so might lead an unintentional spin. As meanwhile, Connell's mate trying to pass Amin Al-Fadil. Amin Al-Fadil is having an impressive season, debut season so far, or a bit of occasions. So, in a major chunk that theoretically is the worst car on the grid. Meanwhile, here Arcel is trying to go from Dumel, but Dumel is defending aggressively. As Carlos Mead, wow, what a move on Alfadil. But the difference between new tires and worn tires is quite big, but this was quite a good move.
Nice move.
Yeah.
Good confidence on dry tires on a part of the track that's that wet.
Yeah. As meanwhile, Zopa comes in. There are tires for him as well. As of course. Let's see where he will rejoin on track. He does have to defend the place on Wolf. Rejoins in time, so ahead of him. Rejoins behind Bernardo de Oliveira. Stupid. I think he has even increased the gap on Mutka. He might, because Mutka also was in traffic. Not easy. Krakowsville trying to go through on Sakuras, I think, and Samuel Gray passed Alpha Deal for 16th, and the same does the Sakuras on Krakowsville, but for 18th. Ferreira comes in the box. Speaking of Ferreira, he was really lucky in Yongam because on the last lap, Parashki touched him while he was in fifth.
Looks like the rain shower was really short because it seems like the. I can't tell if the track's actually getting wet again or not.
On the dry line here, I think it's more.
I wish the way you see rain it wouldn't be bugged in GP4 because sometimes it's so confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I see that on this part of the track where Zope is trying to make the mistake is wet, and he goes through me while on the Oliveira, while the Oliveira was covering the dry line. As meanwhile, Wolf is trying to go through on Marceli. Yeah, the dry line here is full. At least in sector 1, but there are some parts of the track where there is the wet line where, as you say, it's difficult to keep it on track. You have to be really careful because you can easily make a mistake. Actually, as I was saying, that generally Ferreira was really lucky last race because he was set to finish 5th, but on the last lap he was taken out. Racing incident with Enis Prashki. So, meanwhile, I think Akuras is pitting. I think he's doing an unscheduled stop. I mean, something might have happened to him, but might be wrong. Let's see now.
No, that was his second stop.
No, second stop. All right. It's basically Ferreira that was so far at the back. Well, understandable. Meanwhile, Ionescu and Volker pits at the same time. Of course, for the garage advantage, it will be Volker ahead, but he was already ahead of Ionescu even before they were coming into the box now. 8.0. Well, quick stop for Ionescu. 8.5 for Volker. Meanwhile, Adam Wolf is trying to overtake Marceli, but he cannot go through. Marceli will come in this lap. And at Marceli, there's Bernardo de Oliveira, who is yet to pit. Again. Meanwhile, Hope is yet to pit, I think. Because now Mutka is right behind him.
Whoa.
Oh, meanwhile, here we go. Unless you're a team.
Dive.
Yeah. Unless you're driving for the same team, the move here cannot be possible. So, as we've seen with Cupag and Ionescu now, it has happened between the Penske teammates. Zopa passing Fakrisen in that spot of track, but Fakrisen is really struggling. I mean, it looks like that the drivers that are on track with all tires are really struggling at the moment. As Stope and Brickles pits. Because he's in. Oh, yeah, he's losing time. You have to wait to... for Brickles. 7.6 he will, so a quick stop for him. So, such a shame. I think he might get jumped. Well, he has been jumped by Zopa. Massively. And yeah. Brickles returns in 10th. And he is right behind Ionescu. And yes, Dennis. Cupok have the fastest lap.
was a
we're
rear
watching.
wheel lockup for Gray.
Yeah. Yeah, nearly at a moment. 16.1 is was delivering not a performance like he did in Spa, because he won that race with, like, I think 30 seconds. But yeah,
Looks like
it's really
whenever Cupok wins in Champcar, he has to do it by a large margin.
yeah, you have to do it in style, and he's doing with quite a good style, I would say. As meanwhile, Bernardo de Oliveira is holding up Aaron Wolf. I don't know if de Oliveira is coming in. Yes, he does. Wolf might have lost some speed here, but he's lucky that his teammate is not close to him. I think Volker might coach him because you have fresher tires as well. Bernardo comes in and he will rejoin quite at the back, and he was losing some places. They kept him out on track for too long, and he will rejoin in 14th, I think. 14th, 15th. Let's see.
Looks like everybody chose the dry tires, which is not surprising because the track never really got that wet.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, no one actually took the risk, and it's understandable again. I mean, some drivers maybe who were 15th, 16th, 15th to 20th might have tried, but they didn't. So yeah. As meanwhile, De Oliveira rejoined in 16th, so negative run of races. It's going for him, sadly. We'll see where he will be next season. Unknown yet. For Borim and Stope. Find out soon. Yeah, I think it's now 16 point something else. Something more compared to how it was the beginning of lap 35. Let's see how he will come on the straight. Is meanwhile Mileski does have no one behind him. So briefing. I share in front 17.4. Another to a 1.5 second gain by Yupok. Now might be even more because Mutka had difficulties to lap Alphadil. But yeah, might be even 18 seconds now. Well, Connor Smith, I didn't notice this, but he's 11th, and he might be in contention for a point. Wow. 4.5 behind Buppy, so yeah, he needs a bit of luck in front. Need someone having an issue, maybe. That's me well. Zoka is 6 seconds behind Lasky, so Lasky has gained quite a lot. Zoka is 4 seconds behind Zopa, while Wolf now is 1.6 ahead of Wolf. So Volker has gained a little bit on him. There's also Brickles. Watch out for him. He might be in contention soon for 8th against UNESCO. So, top 38 has begun. Crazy the gap between De Oliveira and Gray. 20 seconds, so pretty much represents that drivers from 17th to 20th struggled quite a lot today. But of course, it's also understandable because they drive for back markers cars. But it is what it is. Yeah, the battle between Ionescu and Brickles will be on soon. Meanwhile, De Oliveira has passed Marcy Lee. Every day for Marcy Lee, considering that his teammate, her teammate, is fighting for the podium, and right now he's on the podium. As the Oliveira now will get probably Krakowspiel soon. "15 seconds behind Mutka. Still 6.3 ahead Zopa. Even the same gap as me. Well, here, battle for 11th between Colin Smith and Rafael Dumel, with Bakri Zain kept out on track maybe for too long and lost out time. The top 10 train probably will not score points at all today. And yeah, by the way, De Oliveira went through on Krakowspiel for 14th. But that doesn't mean nothing, because sadly De Oliveira won't score probably any points at all today, unless some chaotic situation happens. Meanwhile, the battle for 8th is on between Ionescu and Rickles. 3 tenths. So watch out, maybe Rickles might make the move on him. Not a good relation between them on track, because last round Ionescu took out Brickles, and yeah, with that both drivers were out from the race. Of course, the Young Gam wasn't an easy track race, because it does have a bit of bugs, especially on some corners, but at the end it has brought us a fantastic race. An absolute, let's say, an absolute cinema in general. That not even in the F1 movie you could have seen. But yeah. Yeah, this part of the track is wet again.
Interesting.
This part of the track is wet again, so it's 7 laps to go. It's too late to make another stop or an impromptu stop, but yeah, they have to be really careful these last few laps because of this. Because it's sector 1 that looks quite wet. Meanwhile, Mel doesn't care about the spray and goes through on Colin Smith for 11th. Bakri Zain is looking to do the same. And it's a shame that Jumel is probably not going to score points again. Currently 11th. Rafael Jumel. Meanwhile, Krakowspiel is really struggling for pace, and Cupop now laps is going to lap both of them. He has lapped Krakowspiel and also now Marceli. Oh, meanwhile, Marceli, what happened to them? Nothing. They survived. Ionescu is now defending from James Brickles. Will James Brickles go through? Seems like yes, no. Ionescu remains ahead. And holds on to Have. Well, oh my god. Just seeing the news that another rider from Junior GP died, sadly, because of a big crash. So, well, Cena. Condolences to his friends and his family. very sad that in the last period we are having many deaths. Let's focus again on the race. Yes, we're still putting on for seconds. Meanwhile, here, Colin Smith is going to be overtaken by Ricky Fakhrizadeh for 12th. Colin Smith defends and goes through and gain on Fakhrizadeh. Good race from Colin Smith in a manner, actually. Meanwhile, Brickles again tries the move on Ionescu, but Ionescu is holding up pretty well. And as you can see, Itka started from 10th and climbed up to 8th. So sorry, climbed up to 2nd. And Milevski started 13th and is 3rd. So even more impressive race from them. Kubok started from 5th and is dominating the race. So yeah.
And we are
Four
looks
laps
like
to
we are
go.
now doing dry tires on wet track moment.
Yeah. We've seen many times this situation, and Brickles now respaws Ionescu for 8th. Because Ionescu stood no chance here. What a difficult race for Robert Ionescu, honestly. It's a tough day for him because his teammate is dominating and is sadly struggling with pace.
Yeah, his race pace just hasn't been there today.
Yeah. That's me. Well, De Oliveira closing in on Colin Smith, but Colin Smith, I don't think that will have easy life on defending and stuff. But yeah, remains an impressive race from Colin Smith. It's David Kupok here, monster, basically. When he wins, as the jury said, he wins with big style. 23 seconds ahead of Nutka. Trying to get close to the gap he gave to the rest of the grid during the Spa round. The difference that race was fully wet, while this one is mixed, let's say. I mean, majorly dry. Proves that David is getting ready to get back to Formula 1. And whoa, Zope has lost a lot. Zope is right behind him now. Oh,
Yeah.
and he does have no. It's just the tires.
And they also made contact there.
Yeah. Oh, they made contact. Whoa.
Just a little bit,
I
but they
saw.
did make contact.
Ooh. Oh man. Oh. Fight for fourth between these two guys. Ahead of them, there's Patrick Ferreira. It might be crucial for this battle because let's see if he slows down Stoke. He does. Why Stoke is not passing him? Now he goes through. But Stoke lost time to Zopa. As Milevski now And take it easy with Sakuras in front, or Sakuras Alfadil in front. I think Sakuras last season drove for Mayor Shank, if I remember correctly. I to ask the chat or you about this, and I remember for them last lap.
Last lap.
Not much on the commentary, guys, but yeah, not much happened during this last part of the race. Apart now the some few battles and one battle ongoing between Zopa and Stope for fourth. Whoa, while here goes a little bit wide. The Rivera didn't make it easy.
I think everybody just tries to stay focused on keeping the car on track in these conditions.
And I can blame them because one error might be costly. David Kupok is looking to clinch his second win of the season, third win of the season, third winner in the last four races. Once Race retired, and so Zopa is fourth. Just passed Frederick Zopa probably on the straight, I guess. But meanwhile, David Kupok is going to clinch his third win of the season. And what a way to say, Red Bull, I'm ready for Formula One. Here he is. David Kupok wins the Fuji Grand Prix. Well done to him. De Oliveira finishes in 12th. Then Smith in 14th. No, sorry, 13th. De Oliveira. Then Smith in 14th. Marsili 15th. A lap down. Kragochvit 16th. Terrible day for him. And Simon Mutka crosses line in P2. Good day for him. And 1 point behind his teammate right now in the standings. As now Gray crosses line in 17th, and Dora Mileski back-to-back podium. What a drive! Once more from him, and now he jumps up to 10th in the standings because of this. Good one. Alpha Dylan Zacharias, 14th, 18th, and 19th. Dope 4th, Dopa 5th. Herrera in a torrid 20th. And then Florian Volker just right behind his teammate. Yes, he was getting closer. For 6th, but Wolf is 6th. Volker is 7th.
V10 is going to be
And
closer.
then, this could be close between Babiro and Dumel. Will Dumel clinch another point on his point 20? Yes, he does. Dumel is 10th.
Oh.
Whoa. Second point of the season scored by Rafael Dumel. He said, no, I don't want to be last in the standings. I want at least 1 point in my points tally.
Right on the line.
And he got right on the line. What a move. So, yeah, David Kupok dominates in style. Fuji Grand Prix, I had Simon Mutka in second. And Dorian Mileski, second consecutive podium in third. Guillaume Stoop in fourth. Frederick Zope in fifth. Adam Wolf and Florian Volker, sixth and seventh. James Brickles, good race for him in eighth. Robert Ionescu, terrible, difficult race, let's say, for him in ninth. Rafael Dumel, for 31,000 of a second, gets the 10th, the final spot in the top 10 out of TJ Bapiro and Rifki Fagorizane in 12th. Dan, Yuri?
Everybody else lap down. Bernardo de Oliveira 13th, Colin Smith 14th, Mercy Lee 15th, Jiri Kratosville 16th, Jamil Gray 17th, Aman Alfadil 18th, Panos Tsekoros 19th, Patrick Ferreira 20th, and two DNFs, Enis Paradsky with a gearbox failure and Asante Moro with a crash. And
fastest lap 20 scored by Kubok, yes.
Only Simon Mutka even kept it half close.
And Paratsky as well was showing a good pace. So it's a massive shame that he has retired from the race. So coming to the final round of the season, we will have Kupok with 13 points of advantage. I had Enis Paratsky, and then 14 points of advantage ahead of Saidomirka. So Kupok, what he does need, well, finishing the points and not hope that Paratsky does too better compared to him. So yeah, the horse is back on the stream. So that was it from Fuji. We'll see you for the championship finale whenever it will be. So it was a fun race. I mean, until a certain point, because damn you, David, you dominated too much. You made it boring. But yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, that
See you
was
all
it.
next time.
See you. See you next time.